Now we discuss one more problem on minimization of graphical solution of a linear programming problem. You see, this is the problem. Problem number 2. Minimization of z is equal to 4x1 plus 2x2. These are the three constraints. All of greater than equal to. And x1 x2 greater than equal to 0. This is what the problem of minimization. You have to solve this linear programming problem graphically. By using graphical method, you have to solve it. So for which the first step, convert each inequation of the constraint into equation as usual. So therefore, all are greater than equal to, I am giving equation 1, 2, 3, which are greater than equal to, I am converting in terms of equality. Equality of constraint. Let it be 1 greater than equal to, 2 greater than equal to, 3 is greater than equal to. All constraints are greater than equal to. Now you have to get the 2 points for each and every particular equation. So x1 is equal to, same procedure, x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 0 you consider, and you calculate 3 particular points for each and every equation. Equation 1, 2, 3, right? So if consider x1 is equal to 0, then 2x2 is equal to 2 and x2 is equal to 1. So therefore it is 0, 1. And if x2 is equal to 0, then x1 is equal to 2. So therefore it is 2, 0. This is what. Hope you are following. This is what the same methodology we are using from many number of problems. If x1 is equal to 0, then x2 is equal to 3. Then 0, 3. If x2 is equal to 0, then 3x1 is equal to 3. Then x1 is equal to 3 by 3, 1. So therefore 1, 0. And if x1 is equal to 0, 3x2 is equal to 6, x2 is equal to 6 by 3, 2. So therefore it is 0, 2. And the last one, if x2 is equal to 0, then x1 is equal to 6 by 4. 6 by 4. Hence it is 1.5. 1.5. Therefore 1.5, 0. So these are the points for each and every equation. We have obtained 2 particular points. So 2 particular points we have obtained for all the equations. And then now what you have to do? You have to convert each equation and you have to draw or geometrically represent as a straight line in the graph. So consider, next point is consider graph. Consider graph. So now I am taking graph for which I am drawing 2 axes, x-axis and y-axis. This is what x-axis, this is what y-axis, and x1 values I am considering on x-axis and x2 values I am considering on y-axis. So now if we consider the values, so you see to consider the scale, you see this is what the scale on x-axis and y-axis. Similarly, you can consider in the same fashion for in the previous problems like. So you see 1, 2, 3, 3 is the maximum value. Here is 2 is the maximum value. On x-axis 2 is the maximum value. So therefore you consider 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, etc. So which means I am considering 1 centimeter is equal to 0.5 units. This is what the consideration of the scale I am considering in both axes. So it is 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2 and 2.5, 3. So this is what? 0.5, 1.5 to 2.5. Similarly, on y-axis 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. So on x-axis up to 2 it is enough. On x-axis up to 2 is enough here. On y-axis it is 3, right? So 0.5, 1.5, 2.5. So these are the values here I am considering on the x-axis and y-axis. Now you consider 2 particular points after considering the scale. After drawing suitable on a suitable scale the graph. Then we have to consider equation 1 by 1 after 1 the equations. Equation 1 with 2 points, draw the 2 points 0, 1, 2, 0, 0, 1. So this is the point 0, 1. and 2 comma 0. This is the point. Draw the two lines, 2 points. Draw a line. Join these 2 points. You will get the straight line. Draw a straight line by joining the points. This is what the straight line we have obtained. 1 greater than or equal to. Equation 1 it is greater than or equal to, and equation, take over equation 2, 0 comma 3. This is the point, and 1 comma 0. This is what the point. Okay, join the points. Roughly I am drawing here. Now probably this is what equation 2, and it is greater than or equal to. Equation 2, it is greater than or equal to. Hope you understand. And then 0 comma 2, equation 3, 0 comma 2, and 1.5 comma 0. This is what? This is the point. These are the 2 points you have to draw again. The 2 particular points. Join these 2 particular points, and you will get a straight line. Draw the straight line. Yeah. Roughly I am drawing here. Please draw properly, correctly, accurately. It is equation 3. It is also greater than or equal to. This is what the picture, the graph of the graph. So now, by taking the graph, you have to obtain the feasible region. After drawing all the equations into straight lines and writing the equation numbers and the inequality of the constraint, and then what you have to get it, you have to shade the region and get the common region, obtain the common region for all the constraints, satisfying all the equations, inequations of the constraints, or satisfying all the constraints. So now you see here equation 1 is greater than or equal to, that is, this is the region for equation 1. Greater than or equal to, above the line. Greater than or equal to, shade the region above the line in the first quadrant. Equation 2, again, it is also greater than or equal to, so shade the region. Shade the region above the line, again, above the line, this is above the line, this is below the line. And equation 3, again, this is equation 3, it is also shade the region, because greater than or equal to constraint, shade the region above the line. This is what the above the line, for this above the line, the below the line in the first quadrant. So therefore this is what the region. Now common region, we have drawn the region for each and every constraint, each and every line. Now we have to obtain a common region for all the constraints, satisfying all the constraints, which is called feasible region. You see here, then in this case the common region is this. This is the common region which has, you please remember, which has no bound. Which has no bound. You observe here, this is what the common region. What I am specifying, drawing, probably, maybe probably you can easily understand this. So this is what the region. There is no end of this particular region. You see here, this is going like this. It is an unbounded region. It is an unbounded region. There is no bound here. It is called an unbounded region, but it is a feasible region. All unbounded regions are not feasible. We have a special case we read there. All unbounded regions need not be feasible. So this is one such unbounded region which is feasible. Why? I'll tell you. So now you see here, you first of all draw the best possible drawn points of the unbounded feasible region, unbounded common region. First you say it is a common region. Then we decide whether it is feasible or not. It is an unbounded common region first of all. Whether it is a feasible or not, we don't know still now. I know it, but if you want to know, if you want to specify a clear region, it is going to be specified. I will specify. So first of all, I am identifying the best possible corner points for this region. This is what A. I am considering A. I am drawing A here. A. This is what the point B. This is what the corner point, another point C. This is what another point D. Have you identified all the points here? I have drawn over here A, B, C, D. Now this A, B, C, D is a common region, unbounded common region. Why I am specifying this as a feasible region? I tell you the strong reason for this after calculating the objective function. Okay, now I write the A, B, C, D is an unbounded feasible region. You should not ask a question that why you are specifying feasible region first, because it is a feasible. It is feasible, I tell you. So ABCD is an unbounded feasible region. You are right very clearly. This is unbounded region. Bounded region. It's an unbounded region that you can specify clearly. Right? Now, so the ABCD is a unbounded feasible region. Therefore, the corner points are A, B, C, D. The corner points are A, B, C, D. So now I am calculating, I am writing all the points of A, B, C and D. This is A, B, C, D. Okay. For which, what I write here? A, directly it can be obtained. It is the value 0, 3. So we can write it is 0, 3. And B, you have to calculate this particular point because it intersects two particular straight lines. It's an intersection point, passes through two particular straight lines. 3, equation 2 are able to understand this. This is passing through equation 3, equation 2. So by solving equation 2 and 3, you will get it. B is going to be obtained by equation 2, equation 3. So I am writing here, by solving equations 2 and 3, you can obtain this. What is the point we got here? B. B is the point 3 by 5, 6 by 5. 3 by 5, 6 by 5. 6 by 5 means 1.2. 3 by 5, 0.6. It is 0.6 and 1.2. 0.6, 1.2. I do that. And C is also you have to identify. That means you have to calculate with the help of the solving two particular equations. Which are the equations? It is passing through equation 1 and equation 3. So C is the point. It is going to be obtained. C is the point. It is going to be obtained by solving equations 1 and 3. Am I right? Equation 1, equation 3. This is equation 1 and equation 3. So C is going to be obtained by solving equations 1 and 3. If we solve equation 1 and 3, you will get C. What is the value of C? 6 by 5, 2 by 5. C is equivalent to be 6 by 5 and 2 by 5. It is nothing but 6 by 5. It is 1.2. And 2 by 5, 20, 0.4. And finally D, that value of D, it is 2, okay, 1.52. And so it is 2, 0. It is 2, 0. I am writing it's 2, 0. So if you it is not clear, then you write here D 2, 0. D is 2, 0. So I am writing here. So anyhow, no problem. I am writing here D is equal to 2, 0. So therefore, these are the values we have determined or calculated. A, B, C, D. So these are the values, the corner points we have obtained. A, B, C, D. All the corner points we have obtained. So now it is required to calculate the value of Z. I will tell you the reason. Please wait. And now, first of all, hope you understand. You remember that it is an unbounded feasible region or a common region. So now what we have to do is at each and every particular corner point, similar procedure. value of z. Value of z I am calculating. That is our calculation of z. Put heading. And then at a is equal to 0 comma 3, z is equal to 4 into 0, that is 0, plus 2 into 3, it is 6. And at b, what is b? It is 0.6 and 1.2. This is what? B. Z is equivalent to b. 4 into 0.6 plus 2 into 1.2. It is nothing but 24. 2.4. It is 2.4. 4.8. And at C is equivalent to b. 1.2 and 0.4. It is and where z is going to be obtained as 4 into 1.2 plus 2 into 0.4. It is 48. 4.8. This is 0.8. 5.6. And at D is equivalent to be 2 comma 0. Hence z value z is equivalent to be 4 into 2 plus 0, 8. These are the values we have obtained for z. So z values are 6, 4.8, 5.6, 8. So these are the values of z. Amongst which here now come back to the unbounded feasible region. Why it is feasible? If you obtain an optimum solution, then it is a feasible solution, feasible region. The region is feasible. Otherwise, even though it is an unbounded common region, it is not feasible because the region that is unbounded, we have a solution. We don't have a solution. We don't have a solution. Then such solution is called unbounded solution. That is called it increases. If it increases indefinitely, then it is called unbounded solution. If you have a solution, then it is called unbounded feasible solution. So it is an unbounded feasible solution. Why? Because for a minimum value, it is minimization problem. So among which 6, 4.8, 5.6, 8. Among these values, the minimum value is 4.8. 4.8, and at the respective value of b, point b, which gives x1 is equal to 0.6 and x2 is equal to 1.2. Now my argument is, if it is not minimum problem, for example maximization problem, shall we consider this maximum value is 8? No, because it increases. The region is unbounded. Now I come in here, I write the graph, I draw the graph paper and I explain you. For example, this is the graph and these are the some particular values we have identified, and this is the common region, unbounded region. For example, we have calculated ABCD values like this, we have identified, and these are the ABCD values here. For example, this is A, this is what A, this is B, this is C, this is D, we have identified. Among which we have calculated one value which gives 8. Among these values, this is maximum value, no doubt about it. But for example, you consider this is the region. We are saying this is an unbounded region. Unbounded. This is unbounded region. In which, for example, this is 8 comma 2 comma 0 we have considered. For example, we have considered 8 comma 0 or 8 comma 10. The point somewhere, the point with increasing the point 8 comma 10. Substitute here. 4 8s are 32. 10 2s are 20. 32 plus 20, 52. If you consider the one particular point above the 8 and 10, also we may get any kind of point. So therefore it is an unbounded region. We get 100 and 200. If you consider 100 to 100, if I consider 500 and 800. So therefore maximum value cannot be attained. One such maximum value cannot be attained because the region is not bounded. It is called unbounded region. So solution for maximum value, the solution is unbounded solution. But for minimum value, the solution exists. Therefore, it is an unbounded feasible region for a minimum value. Hope you understand. This is what the one kind of technical point, very technical point. You have to think about it. It is not so easy to understand, right? So this is one technical point where exactly, even though unbounded region you have, unbounded common region you have, minimum value exists. I conclude, minimum value exists, maximum value cannot be attained. For unbounded region, maximum value cannot be attained. That is called unbounded solution. We discussed later. I discussed in another particular class. So for a particular unbounded region, minimum value exists. That is this. In this way, minimum value can be existed. So therefore, I am writing the minimum value. So therefore, it is unbounded feasible solution. That is what my argument, right? So therefore, the optimum basic feasible solution, minimum value of z is equal to 4.8 at B, that is 0.6 and 12, 1.2, I am sorry, 1.2, and that is x1 is equal to 0.6 and x2 is equal to 1.2. This is what optimum basic feasible solution, for which the minimum value of z is equal to 4.8 and x1 is equal to 0.6 and x2 is equal to 1.2. This is what the optimum basic feasible solution for this given minimum value of the z problem, the linear programming problem. So subject to the constraints, the given constraints we have, and we did the entire problem. So for an unbounded solution, for an unbounded region, common region, minimum value exists, minimum value can be calculated. Hope you understand. Thank you.